So this is our monthly marriage moment at Transforming Faith Church. And here's our question. We're going to talk about love and respect. Pastor Lee, we have seen you wear a respected t-shirt. Will you tell us what respect looks like to you in marriage?
Well, that respected t-shirt is my uniform number one because it's one of my baby's brands. You can buy it someplace. I don't know where. She'll tell you where.
We'll put it in the caption.
Where you can buy it. But what it really means to me is that that as a husband and as a man, I'm being heard, that my thoughts, opinions, that you at least are hearing them and receiving them. Doesn't mean that, it has to be an agreement, but I feel good and feel respected when I know that you're taking the time to be quiet and to listen and hear and consider my thoughts.
So they didn't ask this question, but I do want to ask. I'll put myself out there,
Okay.
especially when you said be quiet. How?
I don't tell her to be quiet. Just be clear about that. 'Cause it wouldn't end well for you.
But how have I not demonstrated? What have I done that has made you feel disrespected, so that can be understood by other people? Mm-hmm. For you, it might not be the same for other husbands, but what have I know most of the time I respect you.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I would just say the reverse of what I just stated. So when I am communicating my point, if you already have a rebuttal or you already have your thoughts already, I'm like, well, so you didn't fully hear because you're already crafting your response or whatever. So your body language does say a lot, so if you texting or looking over, or, I know you 30 plus years, you know me, your body language lets us, both of us, know exactly where the other person stands. So.
Yeah.
That's good. And so on the opposite side of love and respect, Lady Robin, what does love look like to you in marriage?
Okay,
so. Looks like Lee May.
It's like Lee May.
Like your boy.
But, okay, so I am huge on values, on what my values are. And for me, a high value in marriage is partnership. And so for me, love looks like partnering with me on the things that make our lives function. I don't feel loved if I feel like I'm having to carry the weight of all the different dynamics of our family. And so when life is hard, when pressures are heavy, I don't often feel unloved by you because we partner so well together, and I feel like we're both carrying the weight. So that's what love feels like.
So
to
love
me.
is like, it's tangible. It's, you can feel it, you can sense it, you can.
Yeah, and like little things like a lot of women like flowers. That's not my thing, but like you'll bring me a Snicker home. Like that makes.
But then she'll be like, she'll see somebody get flowers and be like, "You ain't got me no flowers because you don't like flowers."
Right.
You told me not to get you.
And so those typical things that other women find, it doesn't. And this is important because we're not saying to not bring flowers to your wife. We're saying figure out what makes your wife feel loved. Yeah. And so those things are nice. I'm just not. The other day we were walking down the street and I saw a couple holding hands, and I said, "Why are you not holding my hand?" What'd you say?
Because we never hold hands.
That's not my thing.
I mean, since we were 18, you just...
That feels very controlling to me. Don't hold my hand. But so it feels like partnership.
That is so good because couples need to understand what works for them. Yeah. And just because it works for another couple doesn't mean that it has to work for you. Yeah. And so let's talk about, as we think about love and respect, Emerson Eggerichs talks about the crazy cycle. And he says that without love, she reacts without respect. Without respect, he reacts without love. So tangibly, how do you all stay off the crazy cycle?
Well, the first question I have is, do we stay off the crazy cycle?
I don't know. We just rebound well.
We rebound well.
And maybe that's the answer. Maybe, I don't know that any typical couple because here, the Bible says that the two shall become one. Well, the two have been two a long time, and until you've been married for a long time, you very rarely catch up to being one longer than you were two. Mm-hmm. And so there's always those challenges and struggles of becoming one, right? Two becoming one. And so I don't know. It's probably impossible to stay off the crazy cycle, but the rebounding effect I think is critical, and how you do that I think is really important.
Well, it's interesting because you ministered a sermon just today where you talked about transforming is not a destination, and I believe oneness is not a destination. I believe it's ongoing, and it's a constant journey to the oneness because we're always changing. And so to that point, we do want to point this out though. It is, we hear, I was going to say the Bible said it's not the Bible, but people say sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never harm you. And that's simply not true. The words you say can have devastating impact. And so I am very, as fiery as people might think I am, as type A woman that people might see me as, I am very, very intentional about what I say to you, that I am not saying something that is going to have long-lasting effect. I might be agitated, I might be frustrated, but I'm trying very hard not to say words that are disrespectful. And then you have never called me out of my name. You have never said something to hit below the belt of my character. And so I think keeping that in mind, other than that, we do find ourselves, and just the other day, we were in a pretty intense argument. I kept asking him to close the door so the girls wouldn't hear us arguing. But you did something that next morning. Do you remember what you did?
Was it the next morning? Yeah, I just hugged you.
Oh, it
and
was
said,
the same day.
Yeah,
It was the same day.
I hugged you and said I love you and I like you.
That was huge.
Yeah, so.
He said, I love you. We were arguing about this very thing, about how we communicate. And it was a few hours later, he hugged me and said, I love you. But he said, and I like you. Because that let me know it's something about me. And that's how we rebound well.
That is so good. And in our next episode of A Monthly Marriage Moment, we'll talk more about how we rebound. Absolutely. Thank you, Pastor Lee and Lady Robbins, so much.